Hello, I'm Bill Dawson, horticulturalist. I'm at the Oakland Nursery, the Columbus store, and I want to talk about watering. Midsummer, hot, and I'm so excited I'm going to wet my plants. So we're going to talk about best time to water, how to water, equipment to use, and watering is one of my favorite tasks in the garden because you get to go out and you get to see each plant really individually, so you can look for other problems, bugs, whatnot, but you're really out there to see what their watering needs are. So how do I know if it needs water? Well, if it's been dry, it's been windy, the plants are absorbing a lot of moisture, they're going to need it. Sometimes the plants will show you by wilting, but one of the best ways to check, I call this my Dawson digit device, my watering meter. And I'll get down and I want to go into where the root of the plant is and poke my finger down in the soil. And if it's wet, I'm going to wait a day. If it's moist, I'm going to wait a day. If it's dry, I'm going to water that plant. And you can tell right around the root to do it. And then this, of course, is a hanging basket. They tend to dry out much quicker because they're up there in the air, in the wind, and they'll dry out. You almost need to water them once a day, or at least check them once a day. And this is a great tool because it's a wand and it has a little curve, so if you're up here watering, you can get them. I've got it down on the ground and I'm going to water it slowly. And I'm going to go around, I'm going to hit that once, then I'm actually going to come back to it after watering a couple other plants, and I'm going to come back and hit it again after it's soaked in. And pretty much I'll know that entire root mass is wet when it starts dripping out the bottom. So you want to make sure and water thoroughly. When's the best time to water? People sometimes get confused about that. First thing in the morning, before the sun gets high in the sky. Give that plant the amount of water it needs for that day or a couple days, but do it in the morning so you're not burning either the foliage or out there midday, which actually could cause the plant some stress. The next best time is early evening, and that's when you want to make sure that the plants dry off before nightfall, because then you're asking for disease and problems if the foliage goes into the night air, wet. So typically when you're watering, you don't want to water like a sprinkler. I'm doing this wrong. You want to water underneath where the roots are, right into the center of the root, and give them a good soaking. Go to the next one, go to the next one, then come back and do it again. Give it another good soak. Then you know that plant, you've saturated the root ball, you've given it enough water for the day, couple days, maybe 3 days. Remember, you're going to check it. But you're getting out to the garden. So I always say, make sure you're watering at the base of the plant. You're giving it enough water to suit its needs. And not every plant needs the same amount of water. Like I said, the hanging baskets and containers are going to take water almost every day, especially in the hot summer days with no rain. But in the shade garden, you may not need to water every single day. So check it, and then you're going to get to know your plants just by being out there and watering. Some of the tools you'll use, I mentioned the long-handled wand and a rose head sprayer. First off, you want to make sure you've got a good, sturdy garden hose. Good ends, good brass ends. This end here has a guard on it to keep it from twisting and breaking up here. So both of those things you want to look for. And then the length you need. Walk it off to your furthest plant. If you need a 100-foot hose, if you need a 50-foot hose, buy the hose you need. And good quality, it's an investment. Other types of sprinklers. As I said, use the sprinkler on the lawn, not the landscape plants. You want to water those by hand if you can. You could set up drip irrigation in your garden, vegetable garden, other plants, and put it on a timer. And those are going to be long strands of pipe with emitters. It's a little more complicated, but once you get it set up, you don't have to do much. The other sprinkler is an oscillating sprinkler. Again, that's going to be for your lawn. Water early in the morning, not midday. The one thing I'll stress is have a shut-off on the end of your hose. That's good to turn it on and off so you're not wasting water as you go from plant to plant or section of yard. And then the rose sprinkler head or water spout, it gives you a soft flow of water. You're not blasting it, and you can water slowly. So it's really good to have those. This is a nice handle one. That way you've got about 4, 5, 6 different nozzles on there that you can use. You're spraying off the sidewalk to watering your plants. So really, get out there in your yard and check each and every plant. Get to know your plants, get to know their water needs, give them the right kind of water, give them the water at the root, at the base of the plant, that's where it needs it, and you know, happy watering, I guess, you know, you help your plants survive these hot summer days. So again, I'm Bill Dawson. I'm at Oakland Nursery. From Oakland Nursery to your garden. I'll see you next time.